4, we talked about congruence transformations when we were talking about congruent triangles. And our congruence transformations were reflections, translations, and rotations. Well, in chapter 6, we get to our last transformation, which is dilations, which is a similarity transformation. So when you hear the word dilate, what do you think of?
Make it bigger.
Make it bigger. What's going to happen when I do this? What just happened?
Eyes get bigger.
Your eyes got bigger, right? And then if I go like this and throw them all on, what happened to your pupils? They got smaller, right? So they dilate. Do you guys go to the eye doctor and they dilate your eyes? Do they do that anymore? I haven't been to an eye doctor in a very, very long time. I probably should go back.
For concussion.
Yeah, they do. Check your eyes, see if they're dilated. So what's happening? Your pupils are getting larger and smaller, right? Are they staying the same shape?
Yes.
Like, does it dilate all of a sudden into like a star and then back to a circle? That'd be really weird, right? Or does it dilate to a square and then back to a circle? No, it stays a circle the whole time. So it's staying a similar shape, just changing in size. So for our definition of similarity, please write the following in the box. A dilation is a transformation that stretches or shrinks a figure to create a similar figure. So a transformation that stretches or shrinks a figure to create a similar figure. Then we have what's called the center of dilation, which the center of dilation is a fixed point where a figure is enlarged or reduced with respect to. And in this class, our center of dilation is always just going to occur at the origin. It gets a little bit more complicated if you move your center of dilation. So we're just going to keep it simple and have it always be at the origin, so then you don't really have to think too much about it. Okay, so dilations, getting larger, getting smaller. Center of dilation is most likely going to be, well, it's always going to be the origin, not most likely. And then the last thing we have to cover is the scale factor of a dilation is different than our scale factor from the beginning of this course. The scale factor of a dilation is the ratio of a side, the ratio of a side length of the image to the corresponding side length of the original figure. So you guys remember what letter we were using for scale factor? K, right? So in this case, over in the margin on the right-hand side where you have space, you might want to put a little star and write something like K in this case is equal to the new over the original, which is opposite of what we had in the beginning of the year, beginning of this chapter. Okay, so now we're doing new over original. We're going to do 2 more stars. If my scale factor is greater than 1, would my shape be getting larger or smaller? Let's say my scale factor was 2, meaning I'm doubling everything. Would it get larger or smaller? Larger, right? So anything greater than 1 is going to be an enlargement. Anything less than 1, but not including negative, so we got to stop at 0. So if my k is in between 0 and 1, then it's going to be a reduction, meaning it's going to get smaller. So if my scale factor was 1/2, that means my shape's going to get smaller by 1/2. If my scale factor was 1/3, then my shape is getting smaller by 1/3. Okay? So, for your homework, which is a dilation packet of fun, I titled it, because if I call it a packet of fun, then you'll have fun doing it, right?
Nope.
The first 4 problems just give you k values. So if k equals 5, enlargement or reduction? Enlargement. If k equals 5/2, try again. Enlargement, because 5/2 is bigger than 1, right? If k equals 0.25, reduction. If k equals 1/3, reduction. Okay? So you'll be able to do that? Yes? All right. So the last type of example we're going to do is just tying it all together. So here they're making us do a dilation of a quadrilateral, ABCD, with vertices at 2, 1. So let's put a dot at 2, 1. Label it A. B is at 4, 1. Label it B. C is at 4, -1. And D is at 1, -1. So then connect to those. It's like it's making a trapezoid. Okay, so it's telling me to use a scale factor of 2. So will my shape be getting larger or smaller? Larger. Good. So now this is how we do it. If my original point of A was at 2, 1, then the image of A, so an A with a little asterisk up here, that means the image of A will just be double those values. So just multiply by 2. So it would be 4, 2. If B was originally the point 4, 1, what would be the image of B? 8, 2. Good. If C was at 4, -1, then the image of C would be 8, -2. And if D's original was at 1, -1, then the image of D would be at 2, -2. Okay. So the next 1, 2, 3 problems is something similar to this. Given a scale factor, given the original points, can you come up with the next set of points? Would you be able to do that? Yeah? All right. And the next part is actually graphing it. So let's graph those points and see what it looks like. So plot the point 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2. Label it A prime. B is at 8, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Label that B prime. C is at 8, -2. Label that C prime. And D is at 2, -2. Label that D prime, and then connect. Done. Dilations. Questions? Not too crazy? I hope.